What's going on, guys? This is David for Flix Talk Podcast, and oh my whoo! Just got out of seeing Venom, and man, do not trust the Rotten Tomatoes score. If I can say anything about a Rotten Tomatoes score being super low, not to trust, it's this one right here, guys. Please trust me when I'm telling you, Venom was nowhere near a 30%. I'm gonna give you my final rating at the end of the video, so make sure you watch through all the way. So Venom is released October 5th, 2018, and it's clocking in at 1 hour and 52 minutes. Now, as reported before, this is a hard PG-13. What the hell does that even mean? A hard PG-13 means that it's riding that fine line between PG-13 and rated R, meaning that there is some graphic violence, but you don't see a lot of blood as you would in a Logan or a Deadpool type of superhero film. Now, Venom is directed by Ruben Fleischer, who also directed Gangster Squad, 30 Minutes or Less, which I actually really like that film, Zombieland 1, and upcoming Zombieland 2. And this film does star Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, and Riz Ahmed. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock and you have not seen this trailer, here's a quick synopsis of the film. When Eddie Brock acquires the powers of a symbiote, he will have to release his alter ego Venom to save his life. Now, just a quick heads up, guys, I was actually typing notes on my phone as I was watching this movie because there was little bits and pieces that I wanted to remember. My mind's not the greatest, but I wanted to write down a couple of notes that really stuck in my mind that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Now, this is a spoiler-free review, like all my vlog reviews are. If you guys want a more detailed and even spoiler reviews, make sure you guys search for Flix Talk Podcast on iTunes, CastBox, or Google Play Music, and you guys can check out, we have over 50 reviews on there, spoiler and non-spoiler reviews. All right, that being said, let's get right into this review. Now, the main like of this film for myself was all the good action. We get the clashing between Tom Hardy and Venom, and oh my god, I loved it, especially coming off of Upgrade, who I thought was actually Tom Hardy in that film. It's actually Logan Marshall Green, his freaking doppelganger. That movie was excellent, and it was someone that was actually battling an internal, monologue, which is what's going on in this movie. He's battling the symbiote who's trying to take over his body. Actually, these symbiotes come from space, and they take over humans as a host. If they reject you, you die. If not, they take you over, then they use you to their benefit, and then they dispose of you, which means you die. So you're dying either way. But in this case, Tom Hardy's being taken over, and he's actually able to control the symbiote of Venom, and they just kind of end up working together. So it's actually like a match made in heaven host, and I thought it was freaking awesome. Now, also a heads up, guys, if I do talk some details, they are in the trailer. They're not spoilers. If you're watching the trailer, you kind of already know what's going on, so you know that there's more than one symbiote, right? There is a couple of them, so I'm going to talk about a second one, which is our main villain of Riz, aka Riot, who is like a symbiote times 10. He has way more powers than Venom. I thought he was awesome once we actually got to see him. You do see him a little bit in the trailer, but they don't really focus too much detail because they want you to go out to the theater and engulf yourself in that final scene. In that final battle scene, of course, we get the clash of Venom and Riot. Beautiful CGI mastery. Now, this movie is mainly a lot of CGI, guys. I mean, they had to do it. Venom is a symbiote character. It's like a big squid, like, looks like a sponge, a wet sponge kind of moving around and just like taking over people's bodies. You had to do it. I'm actually glad they waited this long to get the CGI right. In Venom 3, it sucked and it looked really bad. And the character that played Eddie Brock was, no. Now, does that mean Tom Hardy did a good job as Eddie Brock? He is the weirdest Tom Hardy we've ever seen.
I'm Eddie Brock. I'm Eddie Brock. I'm Eddie Brock. I have a parasite. Yeah.
And I actually read reports of somebody comparing him to Jim Carrey in Liar Liar. They actually got that pretty accurate.
The color of this pen is... The color of this pen is...
He plays like a really squirrely guy, and he actually gets squirrelier as the movie kind of progresses. So he's very kind of like soft-spoken, oh no, type of talking, and it's like really weird. Now, I know he's British, and he can never pull off an American accent. Maybe that's him fighting through the accent, but I don't know what's happening with Tom Hardy, but he just says stuff that's kind of cringeworthy and off the wall. So Other than his acting ability, I don't know, Tom Hardy. That's not to say that the full acting when Venom was taking over wasn't cool, because it really looked like he was fighting with somebody, and, you know, he was fighting for his life. And when he actually got in those, you know, situations where he was really, really scared, he looked really, really scared. Or when he was trying to feed Venom with all this food and then he threw up, and it was just really taking over his body like a parasite. Ooh. Venom doesn't like when you call him parasite, by the way. He gets upset. He considers that an insult. So anyways, I take that back. But anyways, as Venom is taking over his body, you know, Tom Hardy just really loses it. But then after a while, he's able to work with Venom, and he realizes that we are Venom. And they're able to kick ass together in whatever situation they're in. And they're actually in a lot of situations, whether it's a group of henchmen in his apartment, or if it's an ATF squad with semi-automatics pointed at him in a large building. It's going down once Venom is attacked. It automatically engages Venom mode, and he just starts killing people left and right. Now, a lot of people are talking about the hard PG-13. Is it going to satisfy those, you know, a little bit older that like to see a lot of ultra violence? If you're into gore and stuff like that, I'm going to say no, it's not going to satisfy those urges, but you do see people getting stabbed. You see a couple of throats slit. Very, very minuscule blood, guys. So don't go in it expecting some Deadpool type shit. Now, this is a Sony picture, guys, even though it does say Marvel on the film. Make sure to read above that. It says in association with Marvel. This really didn't feel like a Marvel movie to me, and I even read some comments and tweets of people saying this felt like a 2004 version of a Marvel movie. And I can agree to some extent. I mean, the writing was really, really kind of shaky. There was some parts that were cringeworthy, like I said, but overall, entertainment value-wise, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, and I was looking for that entertainment factor. And was it a cool story? And did it look awesome on the screen? And hell yeah, it did. We get this Elon Musk type character who's played by Riz, and he's trying to explore life on Mars. And I mean, this is stuff that's actually happening nowadays, so it's not too far-fetched. And I went in it wanting to see some really cool CGI fight scenes, and we got about 3 or 4 big epic fight scenes with Venom. I thought it was awesome, and I was really, really satisfied, guys. And also, like Sony's Spider-Man, they like to focus on the relationships, so we get Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams characters kind of interacting. Something happens, they do break up in the beginning of the film, and of course they reconnect, and they're kind of battling, you know, not having closure and stuff like that. But yeah, it was actually pretty cool to see their dynamic a little bit. I was a bit annoyed by Michelle Williams acting though in the movie. It was not stellar. I mean, if you were to see a Venom in front of you, I think your reaction would be a little different. She really didn't have too much emotion seeing the Venom. This is a crazy, monstrous creature. Show a little bit of fear. And lastly but not leastly, we get an awesome final epic battle scene with symbiote versus symbiote, and I was so satisfied, guys. I cannot explain how satisfied I was with this ending, but it really should have just ended there. Instead, we get one more scene that was actually shown in the trailer that I didn't think was that cool, but they had to leave it on a kind of funny cliffhanger. And this is the thing. Most people wanted Venom to be a pure dark character, almost like a Dark Knight character. It's not going to happen that way, guys. I mean, this is PG-13. They're trying to push this to teens as well as adults, so they had to throw a little bit of humor in there, and we kind of got that, especially towards the end. And it was very cool hearing that Eminem song entitled Venom at the end credit scene. Now, let's talk real quick without spoiler alerts. There is a end credit scene, and I think it was actually rumored and floating out there about what it was, and we do get to see another symbiote, and you guys probably already know what I'm talking about, but yes, the rumors are true, and that actor is going to be in the next film, if not his own solo film. So fingers crossed. One of my favorite actors of all time. I am looking forward to this, guys. So overall, guys, was Venom a phenomenal Marvel movie? No. I mean, it didn't have the writing of an X-Men or Avengers type film, but was it entertaining? Hell yeah. Did it feel like a filler, like Ant-Man and the Wasp? Not really. I actually probably enjoyed this one a little more than Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that's saying a lot because a lot of people did like that movie. I enjoyed that movie, but I enjoyed this movie just a little better because it was a little more brutal, a little more fierce, even though we didn't get to see much blood or guts. I'm totally satisfied with that, guys. I had a good time with it, and because of that, I'm probably going to give this a score of 7.5 out of 10, and I will be picking it up on Blu-ray because it looks so damn cool. Alright guys, will you be checking out Venom this weekend or soon? Let me know in the comments below guys. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you can. Make sure to hit that bell notification for more content like this. And like I said, if you guys want to hear the full spoiler, in-depth review of Venom, make sure you guys search for Flix Talk Podcast on iTunes, CastBox, and Google Play Music. Whew. Alright guys, that being said, this is David for Flix Talk signing out, saying thanks for watching.